So guys, let's jump on into game number 2 as we do have spawning down to our southern position as our red Zerg. 1 game up currently against the creator of worlds. He is aTnDelphi.
And spawning down in the top right corner, not playing as Protoss, and not even the ID of I am Protoss, it is IM's Nestea.
Doing his bit to create a more balanced world, but ultimately Nestea here wasn't finding the favor. He's going to go for a 9 pull. Okay, my head just exploded.
Uh-oh.
This could be scary.
This could be a little bit problematic. I mean, ordinarily we would say that the kinda early pools from Zerg against other Zerg players put you in an economically bad position, but the way that Zerg players have been making up for this is that when they go for fast pool, they go for lings and don't get a queen. Rather, they try to get up their expansion very quickly. And what we'll see is that in that circumstance, things actually pick up the pace very, very, very quickly.
He's going to go for a hatchery first. Oh, Delphi. Oh, Delphi. Well, Zerglings can poke along and do a little bit of damage. They're going to be spotted eventually by the Overlord, one would think, unless Nestea takes a very, very ulterior route. And, I mean, he technically should be able to get a little bit of damage done here, but there have been instances where Zergs have, in a very, very well-defensive mindset, with drones have been so meticulous about their drone micro that they can get the defense off, but this is going to be a little bit deadly.
Brutal. This is going to be just a brutal spot. I mean, already seeing everything that's up there, and if you're in Delphi's shoes, you're just going, ugh. What is the best way to defend? You could be like TLO and wall yourself in with evolution chambers.
Yeah, like that.
It's a fun play, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be the play that Delphi wants to roll with this game, and we are seeing the early queen out of Nestea. He wants to put on that pressure, so he's sending 4 in there, and interestingly, 2 Zerglings up into the main base, trying to do kind of a funky split. It's delaying Delphi just by a little bit. And I think Delphi is still going to be forced to cancel this hatchery, and he does.
This is not something you see too much, the split, but I actually like it because he keeps the drones busy in the main, maybe even picks off 1 or 2 and gets 1 there. But now he's being forced to micro back and forth, and he's actually getting a few drones here with this micro that isn't working out too well for Delphi. What is he up to?
Oh, and there it looks like the Zerglings pop out. The drones from Delphi are trying to resurround, but Nestea narrowly manages to escape and is now starting his hatchery and gas earlier. This is just, it's a small lead, but it's a simple, straightforward lead for Nestea. 2 extra drones, 1 earlier queen, a little earlier gas.
Well, yeah, he certainly did. Like, there's those moments when you open an early pool where you're like, I hope I even up the odds, but you know, he evened up the odds and then some. He has to make maybe a few Zerglings here for the defense, and that's what Delphi's doing, trying to make him like maybe overreact to some Zergling production. But still, that's a pretty good spot for Nestea to be in early on in the CVZ. He's even 5 drones up right now.
Wow, I mean, this is what makes Nestea an excellent player, is that he has this full gamut of different moves that he tries to do. But he always backs them up with nice standard macro follow-throughs. I mean, hell, even in last game where he did somewhat of an all-in-ish, not follow-through friendly opening, managed to hang on for 20 full minutes against Delphi's incredible resilience. And now we see Delphi is behind on speed, Delphi is behind in supply. So the question is, Delphi knows how to hold on when he's ahead, but does he know how to come from behind?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. And as you've alluded to earlier, there's the potentials where Delphi ends up choking. So Delphi, if he's going to choke at any given point in time, it's going to be when he's behind. He doesn't quite have that comfort zone. I mean, I know Delphi personally because, you know, we live in the same country. And he attends a lot of EGS events. And this is where he feels very, very uncomfortable. So coming back against Nestea here is going to be such an uphill struggle for him.
This is looking a little bit nasty at this point in time. Usual Baneling Nest follow-up from Nestea. And ordinarily, I would say this is a defensive Baneling play, but alas, we see 10 Zerglings getting produced out of Nestea. Things are looking excellent for him. He's following it up aggressively. This is actually kind of an unusual amount of aggression from Nestea. We normally see him be a little bit more macro-y.
And look at this. Actually, Delphi is not anticipating this aggression. Why? Well, because he's throwing a Baneling Nest down in his main. He's now throwing down a Spine after seeing extra Zerglings at the natural. But the Baneling Nest in his main says to me that he wants to get aggressive as well. So he was hoping to try and go for some aggression eventually. But Nestea is going to hit him with more aggression than he can actually account for. And this could get very scary with those Banelings now on the way.
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's looking like Delphi is not quite sure where to go. Does he go Lings? Does he go Drones? He's going to have to defend against this attack. And there we see, oh, the surround, the Banelings. It looks like no Banelings have even been taken out yet. One Queen goes down. Second Queen is going to fall as well. And Delphi doesn't even have time to get up the Banelings of his own.
And the Zerglings in the natural now going to, main even going to try and push these drones away. And not getting any kills for themselves, but still, he killed off 2 queens, whereas Nestea still has 2 queens. So he has lava. He's trying to throw up a spine crawler to deal with his counter-aggression. He's trying to get out more Lings. And technically, with the lava he has, I think he should be okay. He should be okay.
I mean, right now, I'm getting a little bit concerned for Nestea. He's already gotten his 4 gas geysers, but he very clearly does not have particularly strong defense against Banelings, especially with that spine crawler going down, 3 Banelings waltzing in, and Delphi would be well equipped to even add on a few more, but Delphi's trying to drone behind, running right into those queens. Oh, not great hits from Delphi, but it looks like Delphi will be able to kill off 1, maybe 2 queens, gets them, and still pulls out. More Baneling aggression coming up from Delphi, just trying to have follow-ups to this attack.
Yeah, he's still got 22 more Lings on the way for Nestea. Behind this, Delphi's actually getting a few drones, so he's trying to transition off the back of this. Both players have very, very similar drone counts, but again, I mean, thanks to the damage Delphi did, thanks to him killing off those 2 queens, he then has the option to go into macro. And he's actually throwing a Roach Warren down behind this as well, so does Delphi know about his opponent's lair is my question. No, he does not. So he's still looking to finish it early, I think, is Delphi.
You know, this looks strikingly similar to what we ended up seeing in last game, except Delphi's the one from behind, and Nestea is the one with the faster layer, going for this Spire. Nestea's just back to good old Nestea form.
Yeah, and Delphi is, as you rightly said, in the opposite situation now. He's trying to shut down this aggression, and from that, once he... Oh, those Banelings take a lot of drones as well. So many of them are so weak. Just 2 Banelings want to try and waddle in. They're not going to get any chance to.
Gosh, that means 12 drones total this game have been killed off by Nestea. Delphi's still stuck in the Stone Age building slow roaches. He's going to be up against Speedling, Spire units. Everything's going wrong right now for Delphi. He's still not that far behind supply-wise, but in the actual game state, he is miles behind.
I think if Delphi had, behind the aggression to try and kill off those 2 queens, had started his layer and tried to keep himself at level pegging with his opponent, I think that would have worked out for him. This is one of the ways that Delphi ends up slightly choking when he's behind, just saying, oh god, I'm so behind, I need to kill him now. But realistically speaking, he wasn't ridiculously far behind at some of the points in this game. So, but Nestea is just making every single little move to keep his opponent behind.
Supplies are even, but with 8 Mutalisks popping out, Delphi has, I'd say, really no options. Delphi even only has 29 drones. He actually has to attack. We see the Roach Warren, or the Roach is streaming up into the front. Desperation Spines coming up. Nestea needs to hold off this one attack, and then he'll be in good shape, but can he do it? The Mutalisks are right now popping out. More Zerglings need to come in immediately. Where are those Banelings? Get in there!
They're on the way. They're eventually going to morph in, but I don't reckon it's going to be enough. The Mutalisks just putting that timer on all of these units. If they can't do damage here and now, and know the Banelings cannot connect, these Mutalisks are going to have an absolute field day. There you go. GG.
GG.
Oh my
it's
god.
tied 1-1, Kalaris.